When Buddha was not yet the Buddha, Siddhartha was his name. In an attempt to discover the truth, he had left his palace. He was traveling around in pursuit of the truth. He was seeking a guide who might help him achieve his main goal. He received initiation from a spiritual guru by the name of Alarakalam during his journey. Siddhartha started diligently honing the techniques of his guru. For the first time, Master Alarakalam had a student as intelligent as Siddhartha, and he felt privileged to have him as a student. Siddhartha would go above and beyond what the Guru instructed. Siddhartha would have fasted for 3 days if he had been instructed to do so for only 1 day. Siddhartha was given extraordinarily challenging assignments by Master Alarakalam, which he himself had never accomplished. But Siddhartha performed each act with total commitment and devotion. Eventually, Master Alarakalam became moved by Siddhartha's ardor and desire for enlightenment and informed him that he did not possess what Siddhartha was seeking. When Siddhartha heard his instructor say this, he bowed to him and left his monastery to continue seeking the truth. Siddhartha sought refuge from several spiritual leaders in order to help satisfy his yearning for self-realization. However, none of them were able to satisfy Siddhartha's spiritual hunger. After 6 years of this, Siddhartha finally made the decision to continue on this journey by himself. Through extreme sacrifice and prolonged days of fasting, Siddhartha maintained merely a bone structure of his body. 5 sages became Siddhartha's students after seeing his dedication. They had faith that he would undoubtedly reach his end goal one day. Then he would teach his wisdom to others as well. According to legend, Siddhartha once crossed the Niranjana river, which had just a small amount of water, just enough to reach his knees. Siddhartha discovered that he could not even cross the river because of how weakened his body had grown as a result of his strict fasting and austerities when he was halfway down the river. He grabbed a dead tree limb as he was ready to flow with the current of water and hung on to it as he managed to cross the river. He continued to rest on the river bank after crossing it for some time, and in his mind a spark of understanding appeared. He reasoned that if he could not cross a river with such hardships, how could he cross samsara, which is the cycle of birth and death? A villager was passing by there at that very moment while singing a song which translates as, "Don't tighten the veena, a musical instrument, strings so tightly that they break, and don't relax the strings so much that it does not even create a sound." Siddhartha made the decision after hearing these words that achieving the truth requires neither extreme discipline nor indulgence in sensual pleasures. Anything in excess is harmful. Therefore, he should choose the middle path. Siddhartha then sat down beneath a tree. A woman by the name of Sujata arrived at the same time. She was holding a dish of rice pudding. She introduced herself as Sujata and informed Siddhartha that she had been worshipping the tree for a very long time. She had prayed that if she had a kid, she would bring rice pudding to the tree. She requested Siddhartha to accept her offer, as her dream had now been realized and she had a son. Siddhartha said that how could he accept this rice pudding as it was made for the tree. Sujata said, "Last night I had a dream in which the god of this tree encouraged me to make this offering to you." Siddhartha agreed to her request and ate her rice pudding. After such a long period of fasting, this was the first meal he had. The 5 Siddhartha disciples deserted him after seeing him eating rice pudding because they were upset and believed he had lost his way. Siddhartha spent a lot of time explaining to them that they were on the wrong path and needed to choose the middle path, but they did not listen. Now, Siddhartha was by himself. After taking a bath in a nearby river, he relaxed under a ficus tree. He came to the conclusion that I shall either sit here and die, or I must experience the ultimate nature of my existence. Until I am certain of this, I shall not open my eyes. And then he asked himself, why am I even wishing for this? Siddhartha lost interest in everything, even the desire for nirvana, and continued with meditation. However, it is stated that on this full moon day, Siddhartha's inner self was also experiencing the rising of the moon of self-realization. On that day, he reached enlightenment and evolved from Siddhartha into Buddha. You see, in this story, Gautam Buddha had wonderfully explained the concept of the middle ground or path. Being impartial and neutral in any circumstance is the meaning of the middle ground. Sometimes our efforts to achieve any goal cause us to lose our well-being and sense of calm. But we often overlook the fact that reaching any objective requires a balance between good health, mental peace, and sufficient effort. And only when we are neutral can this happen. However, the middle road is the best option if you wish to grow spiritually. Being impartial between love and hatred is the middle road in this context. To be on the middle road is to be unaffected by both joy and grief. You don't want comfort and you don't fear discomfort. Choosing the middle road requires remaining impartial in times of honor and shame. In other words, you don't feel delighted or unhappy whether you are appreciated or disrespected. This life concept is so powerful that using it will not only help you realize who you are, but will also help you have a happy life. So, implement it into your daily life. Keep life simple. Be happy always.